Okay guys, so today I'm just going to show you some quick tools that you can use in Illustrator and they might help you create your logos. So when we open Illustrator, this is the page we have. We're just going to quickly create new, and I'm just going to create an A4 one because it doesn't really matter. I just want to give myself plenty of room. So this is our artboard. So this is basically just the page you're going to be working with. You can work within that space. So I'm going to show you how to import an image and how you can use that to trace. So if you really like the logo that you've sketched, you can take a photo of it, put it into the computer, and then trace it into the program. What we can do is we can go File, Place, select the image we want, place, and insert it in. And then we can just drag it around. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller by holding down Shift and just dragging that in. So now we've got this image. Now what I want to do is I actually want to trace this one. So I'm going to come over to Layers and I'm going to create a new layer. So as you can see over here, I've now got layer 2. So while I'm tracing it, I don't want it to get in the way or move. So I'm just going to lock the under layer. So now I can't touch it. It's just stuck there. Now, I'm going to show you how to trace it. So I want to get nice and close so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to hold down Control and plus and just zoom in. And I think I'll trace maybe this leaf over here. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to come over here to my pen tool and just select that. And the pen tool is basically just your tracing tool. So what we can do is, what I'm going to do is roughly put the points where I want them to be. So see how I'm really roughly sketching this out. Okay, I'm just going to do that much so far. And at the moment it's filling in and I don't want it to fill in. So I'm just going to come over here and white is currently the fill in option. I'm going to get rid of that. So there you go, we've just got that. Now I want to make these nice and curved so they're going to follow my leaf around. So I'm just going to click on the pen tool, hold down, and go to the anchor point tool. So for this tool, it lets me drag those different shapes around and create those curves that I wanted. So I can just grab those handles and move them about until it's kind of tracing the shapes that I want it to. Okay, so I'm not going to bother doing the whole leaf, but if I were to keep going around and eventually merge it, I've now got, imagine my leaf. Okay, so now I've got this shape, and then if I were to hide this under shape, I've still got part of that leaf that I traced. Okay, and let's say I want it to be a little bit like a color inside it. I'm just going to double click on that fill, and I can either select a color from in here or I can go to my color swatches and pick a color from here. So I'm just going to make it green. Okay, and now this is the outline, so this is the stroke, as they call it. So I'm going to double click on that, and I think I'm going to make this one a dark green. Okay, so see how if I hide this, so see how it's still nicely created. So we've got our part of our leaf that we wanted, and I can always go around and trace some more. So I'm just going to show you one more time. So if you feel like you've gotten it, don't worry about it, fast forward. But I'm going to go with the pen tool and go around these different shapes. Right, I'm just going to get rid of the fill because it makes it really hard to see. I click escape to get rid of my pen tool drag. Go to the anchor tool, and that's where I'm just going to grab those anchors and pull them out until they match what I want them to. Okay. So they're not always going to be perfect, and if you discover that maybe you want to add another anchor, you can go to add anchor point. So you can add another little dot on the path, and then you can adjust that from there. So let's say I want to move one of my little anchors. I can go to the direct selection tool and I can grab it and move it to where I want it to be. Just be careful you don't select the other arrow. It has to be the direct selection tool. Okay, so I'm just going to finish it off with just the line tool. If I click on the anchor, whoops, you have to drag these ones. So I'm just going to go pen tool. All right, so I've joined those. I'm going to add that color back in. So now I've got these two pieces and I'm just going to hide my original leaves. Now, if I wanted one of these to be on top of the other one, what I would do is I would create a new layer, and let's say I want this one on top of this. I'm going to click on the one I want on top and drag that little square up the top. So now it's on top of it, and it will always stay that way because the layer is above it. You just imagine it, layers of paper just on top of each other. Cool. So that's the pen tool. That's kind of the best tool, I think, for lots of these things. But you've also got shapes tool. So you've got a rectangle tool, a ellipse tool. You've got some cool star tools, things like that. Those are your main things. Yeah, so those are the main options you've got. If you need any more specific questions, let me know and I will help you out as much as I can. Cool. Thanks, guys.